The Master by Edwin Arlington Robinson. LibriVox.org by Tom Penn. The poem title has the following footnote: supposed to have been written not long after the Civil War. End of footnote. The Master. Lincoln. A flying word from here and there had sown the name at which we sneered, but soon the name was everywhere, to be reviled and then revered. A presence to be loved and feared, we cannot hide it, or deny that we, the gentlemen who jeered, may be forgotten by and by. He came when days were perilous, and hearts of men were sore beguiled, and having made his note of us, he pondered and was reconciled. Was ever master yet so mild as he, and so untamable? We doubted, even when he smiled, not knowing what he knew so well. He knew that undeceiving fate would shame us whom he served unsought. He knew that he must wince and wait the jest of those for whom he fought. He knew devoutly what he thought of us and of our ridicule. He knew that we must all be taught like little children in a school. We gave a glamour to the task that he encountered and saw through, but little of us did he ask, and little did we ever do. And what appears if we review the season when we railed and chaffed? It is the face of one who knew that we were learning while we laughed. The face that in our vision feels again the venom that we flung, transfigured to the world, reveals the vigilance to which we clung. Shrewd, hallowed, harassed, and among the mysteries that are untold, the face we see was never young, nor could it ever have been old. For he, to whom we had applied our shopman's test of age and worth, was elemental when he died, as he was ancient at his birth. The saddest among kings of earth bowed with a galling crown, this man met rancor with a cryptic mirth, laconic and Olympian. The love, the grandeur, and the fame are bounded by the world alone. The calm, the smouldering, and the flame of awful patience were his own. With him they are forever flown past all our fond self-shadowings, wherewith we cumber the unknown as with inept Icarian wings. For we were not as other men, 'twas ours to soar and his to see, but we are coming down again and shall come down pleasantly, nor shall we longer disagree on what it is to be sublime, but flourish in our perigee, and have one Titan at a time. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Town Down the River by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Sonia. The Town Down the River. 1. Said the watcher by the way, to the young and the unladen, to the boy and to the maiden, God be with you both to-day. First your song came ringing, now you come, you two, knowing naught of what you do, or of what your dreams are bringing. O you children who go singing to the town down the river, where the millions cringe and shiver, tell me what you know to-day, tell me how far you are going, tell me how you find your way. O you children who go dreaming, tell me what you dream to-day. He is old and we have heard him, said the boy then to the maiden. He is old and heavy laden with a load we throw away. Care may come to find us, age may lay us low, still we seek the light we know, and the dead we leave behind us. Did he think that he would blind us into such a small believing as to live without achieving when the lights have led so far? Let him watch or let him wither, shall he tell us where we are? We know best who go together, downward, onward, and so far. 2. Said the watcher by the way to the fiery folk that hastened, to the loud and the unchastened, you are strong, I see, to-day. Strength and hope may lead you to the journey's end, each to be the other's friend, if the town should fail to need you. And are ravens there to feed you in the town down the river, where the gift appalls the giver, and youth hardens day by day? O you brave and you unshaken, are you truly on your way? And are sirens in the river, that you come so far to-day? You are old, and we have listened, said the voice of one who halted. You are sage and self-exalted, but your way is not our way. You that cannot aid us, give us words to eat. Be assured that they are sweet, and that we are as God made us. Not in vain have you delayed us, though the river still be calling, through the twilight that is falling, and the town be still so far. By the whirlwind of your wisdom, leagues are lifted as leaves are. But a king without a kingdom fails us who have come so far. 3. Set the watcher by the way to the slower folk who stumbled, to the weak and the world humbled. Tell me how you fare today, some with ardour shaken, all with honour scarred. Do you falter, finding hard the far chance that you have taken? Or do you at length awaken to an antic retribution, goading to a new confusion the drugged hopes of yesterday? O you poor mad men that hobble, will you not return to stay? Do you trust your broken people to a dawn without the day? You speak well of what you know not, muttered one, and then a second. You have begged and you have beckoned, but you see us on our way. Who are you to scold us, knowing what we know? Jeremiah long ago said as much as you have told us. As we are, then, you behold us, derelicts of all conditions, poets, rogues, and sick physicians, plodding forward from afar. Forward now into the darkness, where the men before us are. Forward, onward, out of greyness, to the light that shone so far. 4. Set the watcher by the way to some aged ones who lingered, to the shrunken, the claw-fingered. So you come for me today. Yes, to give you warning. You are old, one said. You have old hairs on your head, fit for laurel, not for scorning. From the first of early morning we have toiled along to find you. We, as others, have maligned you, but we need your scorn today. By the light that we saw shining, let us not be lured alway. Let us hear no river calling, when tomorrow is today. But your lanterns are unlighted, and the town is far before you. Let us hasten, I implore you, said the watcher by the way. Long have I waited, longer have I known that the town would have its own, and the call be for the fated. In the name of all created, let us hear no more, my brothers. Are we older than all others? Are the planets in our way? Hark, said one, I hear the river calling always, night and day. Forward then, the lights are shining, said the watcher by the way. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
An Island by Edward A. Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Betty B. An Island, St. Helena, 1821. Take it away and swallow it yourself. Ha! Look you, there's a rat. Last night there were a dozen on that shelf, and 2 of them were living in my hat. Look, now he goes, but he'll come back. Ha! But he will, I say. Il reviendras à Pâques. Où à la Trinité? Be very sure that he'll return again. For said the Lord, Imprimis, we have rats, and having rats, we have rain. So on the 7th day he rested and made pain. Man, if you love the Lord, and if the Lord love liars, I will have you at your word and swallow it. Voila. Bah. Where do I say it is, that I have lain so long? Where do I count myself among the dead, as once above the living and the strong? And what is this that comes and goes, fades and swells and overflows, like music underneath and overhead? What is it in me now that rings and roars, like fever-laden wine? What ruinous tavern shine is this that lights me far from worlds and wars, and women that were mine? Where do I say it is that time has made my bed? What lowering outland hostelry is this for one the stars have disinherited? An island, I have said, a peak where fiery dreams and far desires are rained on like old fires, a vermin region by the stars abhorred, where falls the flaming word, by which I consecrate with unsuccess an acreage of God's forgetfulness. left here above the foam and long ago made right for my duress. Where soon the sea, my foaming and long clamoring enemy, will have within the cryptic old embrace of her triumphant arms a memory, why then the place? What forage of the sky or of the shore will make it any more to me than my award of what was left of number, time, and space? And what is in me now that I should heed the durance or the silence or the scorn? I was the gardener who had the seed, which holds within its heart the food and fire that gives to man a glimpse of his desire. And I have tilled indeed much land where men may say that I have planted unsparingly my corn, for a world harvest haunted and for a world unborn. Meanwhile, am I to view, as at a play, through smoke the funeral flames of yesterday, and think them far away? Am I to doubt, and yet be given to know that where my demon guides me, there I go? An island? Be it so. For islands, after all is said and done, tell but a wilder game that was begun. When Fate, the mistress of iniquities, the mad queen spinner of all discrepancies, beguiled the dyers of the dawn that day, and even in such a cursed and sodden way made my three colors one. So be it, and the way be as of old, so be the weary truth again retold, of great kings overthrown, because they would be kings, and lastly kings alone, fling to each dog his bone. Flags that are vanished, flags that are soiled and furled, say what will be the word when I am gone. What learned little acrid archive men will burrow to find me out and burrow again, but all for naught unless to find there was another island. Yes, there are too many islands in this world, there are too many rats, and there is too much rain. So three things are made plain between the sea and sky, three separate parts of one thing, which is pain. Bah, what a way to die! To leave my queen still spinning there on high, still wondering, I dare say, to see me in this way. Madame, à sa tourmente, si haut qu'elle peut monter, like one of our commissioners. Ay, ay, Prometheus and the women have to cry, but no, not I. Faugh, what a way to die! But who are these that come and go before me, shaking laurel as they pass? Laurel, to make me know for certain what they mean, that now my fate, my queen, having found that she, by way of right reward, will after madness go remembering, and laurel be as grass, remembers the one thing that she has left to bring. The floor about me now is like a sword, grown royally. Now it is like a sea that heaves with laurel heavily, surrendering an outworn enmity for what has come to be. But not for you, no, not for you, returning with your curled and haggish lips. And why are you alone? Why do you stay when all the rest are gone? Why do you bring those treacherous eyes that reek with venom and hate the while you seek to make me understand? Laurel from every land, laurel, but not the world. Fury or perjured fate, or whatsoever, tell me the bloodshot word that is your name, and I will pledge remembrance of the same. That shall be crossed out never, whereby posterity may know, being told, that you have come to me, you and your tongueless train without a sound, with covetous hands and eyes and laurel all around, foreshadowing your endeavor to mirror me the demon of my days, to make me doubt him, loathe him, face to face, bowed with unwilling glory from the quest that was ordained and manifest. You shake it off and wish me joy of it, laurel from every place, laurel, but not the rest. Such are the words in you that I divine, such are the words of men, so be it, and what then? Poor, tottering counterfeit, are you a thing to tell me what is mine? Grant we the demon sees, an inch beyond the line, what comes of mine and thine. 1,000 here and there may shriek and freeze, or they may starve in fine. The old physician has a crimson cure for such as these, and ages after ages will endure. The minims of it that are victories, the wreath may go from brow to brow, the state may flourish, flame, and cease, but through the fury and the flood, somehow, the demons are acquainted and at ease, and somewhat hard to please. Mine, I believe, is laughing at me now, in his primordial way, quite as he laughed of old at Hannibal, or rather at Alexander, let us say. Therefore, be what you may, time has no further need of you or of your breed. My demon, irretrievably astray, has ruined the last chorus of a play, that will, so he avers, be played again some day. And you, poor glowering ghost, have staggered under laurel here to boast, above me dying while you lean, in triumph awkward and unclean, about some words of his that you have read. Thing, do I not know them all? He tells me how the storied leaves that fall are tramped on, being dead. They are sometimes, with a storm foul enough, they are seized alive and they are blown far off, to mould on islands. What else have you read? He tells me that great kings look very small when they are put to bed. And this being said, he tells me that the battles I have won are not my own, but his. Howbeit fame will yet atone for all defect and sheathe the mystery. The follies and the slaughters I have done are mine alone, and so far history. So be the tale again retold, and leaf by clinging leaf unrolled, where I have written in the dawn with ink that fades anon, like Caesar's, and the way be as of old. Ho, is it you? I thought you were a ghost. Is it time for you to poison me again? Well, here's our friend the rain. Mironton, Mironten. Man, I could murder you almost, you with your pills and toast. Take it away and eat it, and shoot rats. Ha! There he comes. Your rat will never fail, my punctual assassin to prevail, while he has power to crawl, or teeth to gnaw withal. Where kings are caged, why has a king no cats? What? You say that I'll achieve it if I try? Swallow it? No, not I. God, what a way to die. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Calverly's by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Jeff Moon. We go no more to Calverly's, for there the lights are few and low, and who are there to see by them, or what they see, we do not know. Poor strangers of another tongue may now creep in from anywhere, and we, forgotten, be no more than twilight on a ruin there. We too, the remnant, all the rest are cold and quiet. You, nor I, nor fiddle now, nor flagon lid may ring them back from where they lie. No fame delays oblivion for them, but something yet survives, a record written fair, could we but read the book of scattered lives. There'll be a page for Leffingwell, and one for Lingard the mooncalf, and who knows what for Clavering, who died because he couldn't laugh. Who knows, or cares? No sign is here, no face, no voice, no memory, no Lingard with his eerie joy, no Clavering, no Calverly. We cannot have them here with us, to say where their light lives are gone, or if they be of other stuff than are the moons of Ilion. So, be their place of one estate with ashes, echoes, and old wars, or ever we be of the night, or we be lost among the stars. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Leffingwell by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Sonia. Leffingwell. 1. The Lure. No, no, forget your cricket and your ant, For I shall never set my name to theirs, that now bespeak the very sons and heirs incarnate of Queen Gossip and King Cant. The case of Leffingwell is mixed, I grant, and futile seems the burden that he bears, but are we sounding his forlorn affairs, who brand him parasite and sycophant? I tell you Leffingwell was more than these, and if he prove a rather sorry knight, what quiverings in the distance of what light may not have lured him with high promises, and then gone down? He may have been deceived, he may have lied, he did, and he believed. 2. The Quickstep. The dirge is over, the good work is done, all as he would have had it, and we go. And we who leave him say we do not know how much is ended or how much begun. So men have said before of many a one, so men may say of us when time shall throw such earth as may be needful to bestow on you and me the covering hush we shun. Well hated, better loved, he played and lost, and left us, and we smile at his arrears. And who are we to know what it all cost, or what we may have wrung from him, the buyer? The pageant of his failure-laden years told ruin of high price. The place was higher. 3. Requiescat. We never knew the sorrow or the pain within him, for he seemed as one asleep, until he faced us with a dying leap, and with a blast of paramount, profane, and vehement valediction did explain to each of us in words that we shall keep why we were not to wonder or to weep, or ever dare to wish him back again. He may be now an amiable shade, with merry fellow phantoms unafraid around him, but we do not ask. We know that he would rise and haunt us horribly, and be with us of nights of a certainty, did we not hear him when he told us so. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Clavering by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Tom Penn. I say no more for Clavering than I should say of him who fails to bring his wounded vessel home when reft of rudder and of sails. I say no more than I should say of any other one who sees too far for guidance of today, too near for the eternities. I think of him as I should think of one who for scant wages played, and faintly, a flawed instrument that fell while it was being made. I think of him as one who fared unfaltering and undeceived amid mirages of renown and urgings of the unachieved. I think of him as one who gave to Lingard leave to be amused, and listened with a patient grace that we, the wise ones, had refused. I think of meters that he wrote for Cubit, the Ophidian guest. What, Lilith, or dark lady? Well, time swallows Cubit with the rest. I think of last words that he said one midnight over Calverly. Goodbye, good man. He was not good. So Clavering was wrong, you see. I wonder what had come to pass. Could he have borrowed for a spell the fiery, frantic indolence that made a ghost of Leffingwell? I wonder if he pitied us, who cautioned him till he was gray, to build his house with ours on earth and have an end of yesterday. I wonder what it was we saw to make us think that we were strong. I wonder if he saw too much, or if he looked one way too long. But when were thoughts or wonderings to ferret out the man within? Why prate of what he seemed to be, and all that he might not have been? He clung to phantoms and to friends, and never came to anything. He left a wreath on Cubit's grave. I say no more for Clavering. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Lingard and the Stars by Edwin A. Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Betty B. Lingard and the Stars. The table hurled itself, to our surprise, at Lingard, and anon rapped eagerly. When earth is cold, and there is no more sea, there will be what was Lingard. Otherwise, why lure the race to ruin through the skies, And why have Leffingwell or Calverly? I wish the ghost would give his name, said he, and searching gratitude was in his eyes. He stood then by the window for a time, and only after the last midnight chime smote the day dead did he say anything. Come out, my little one, the stars are bright. Come out, you laylaps, and inhale the night. And so he went away with Clavering. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Pasa, Thalassa, Thalassa by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Revoir in Belgium in July 2016. The sea is everywhere the sea. 1. Gone? Faded out of the story, the seafaring friend I remember? Gone for a decade, they say. Never a word or a sign. Gone with his hard red face that only his laughter could wrinkle, down where men go to be still, by the old way of the sea. Never again will he come, with rings in his ears like a pirate, back to be living and seen, here with his roses and vines, here where the tenants are shadows and echoes of years uneventful. Memory meets the event, told from afar by the sea. Smoke that floated and rolled in the twilight away from the chimney floats and rolls no more, wheeling and folding instead. Down with a twittering flash go the smooth and inscrutable swallows, down to the place made theirs by the cold work of the sea. Roses have had their day, and the dusk is on yarrow and wormwood, dusk that is over the grass, drenched with memorial dew. Trellises lie like bones in a ruin that once was a garden. Swallows have lingered and ceased. Shadows and echoes are all. 2. Where is he lying tonight, as I turn away down to the valley, down where the lamps of men tell me the streets are alive? Where shall I ask, and of whom, in the town or on the land or on water, news of a time and a place buried alike and with him? Few now remain who may care, nor may they be wiser for caring, where or what manner the doom, whether by day or by night, whether in Indian deeps or on flood-laden fields of Atlantis, or by the roaring horn, shrouded in silence he lies. Few now remain who return by the weed-wiry path to his cottage, drawn by the scene as it was, met by the chill and the change. Few are alive who report, and few are alive who remember more of him now than a name carved somewhere on the sea. Where is he lying, I ask, and the lights in the valley are nearer. Down to the streets I go, down to the murmur of men, down to the roar of the sea in a ship may be well for another, down where he lies tonight, silent and under the storms. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Momus by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org. Where's the need of singing now? Smooth your brow, Momus, and be reconciled, for King Kronos is a child. Child and father, or god rather, and all gods are wild. Who reads Byron any more? Shut the door, Momus, for I feel a draught. Shut it quick, for someone laughed. What's become of Browning? Some of Wordsworth's lumbers like a raft? What are poets to find here? Have no fear. When the stars are shining blue, there will yet be left a few themes availing, and these failing, Momus, they'll be you. End of poem. This reading is in the public domain.
Uncle Ananias by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. His words were magic and his heart was true. and everywhere he wandered he was blessed. Out of all ancient men my childhood knew, I choose him, and I mark him for the best. Of all authoritative liars, too, I crown him loveliest. How fondly I remember the delight that always glorified him in the spring, the joyous courage and the benedict profusion of his faith in everything. He was a good old man, and it was right that he should have his fling. And often underneath the apple trees, when we surprised him in the summer-time, with what superb magnificence and ease he sinned enough to make the day sublime, and if he liked us there about his knees, truly it was no crime. All summer long we loved him for the same perennial inspiration of his lies, and when the russet wealth of autumn came, there flew but fairer visions to our eyes, multiple, tropical, winged with a feathery flame, like birds of paradise. So to the sheltered end of many a year, he charmed the seasons out with pageantry, wearing upon his forehead with no fear the laurel of approved iniquity. And every child who knew him, far or near, did love him faithfully. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Whip by Edwin Arlington Robinson, read for LibriVox.org by Kathleen Flannery. The Whip. The doubt you fought so long, the cynic net you cast, the tyranny, the wrong, the ruin, they are past. And here you are at last, your blood no longer vexed. The coffin has you fast, the clod will have you next. But fear you not the clod, nor ever doubt the grave. The roses in the sod will not forswear the wave. The gift the river gave is now but theirs to cover. The mistress and the slave are gone now, and the lover. You left the two to find their own way to the brink. Then, shall I call you blind? You chose to plunge and sink. God knows the gall we drink is not the mead we cry for, nor was it, I should think, for you, a thing to die for. Could we have done the same had we been in your place? This funeral of your name throws no light on the case. Could we have made the chase and felt then as you felt? But what's this on your face? Blue, curious, like a welt. There were some ropes of sand recorded long ago, but none, I understand, of water. Is it so? And she struck the blow, you but a neck behind. You saw the river flow. Still, shall I call you blind? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The White Lights, Broadway 1906, by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Tawdry Fields. When in from Delos came the gold that held the dream of Pericles, when first Athenian ears were told the tumult of Euripides, when men met Aristophanes, who fledged them with immortal quills, here where the time knew none of these, there were some islands and some hills. When Rome went ravening to see the sons of mothers end their days, when Flaccus bade Leuconoe to banish her Chaldean ways, when first the pearled alembic phrase of Maro into music ran, here there was neither blame nor praise for Rome or for the Mantuan. When Avon like a fairy floor lay freighted for the eyes of one, with galleons laden long before by moonlit wharves in Avalon, here where the white lights have begun to seethe a way for something fair, no prophet knew from what was done that there was triumph in the air. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Exit by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Sonia. Exit. For what we owe to other days, before we poisoned him with praise, may we who shrank to find him weak remember that he cannot speak. For envy that we may recall, and for our faith before the fall, may we who are alive be slow to tell what we shall never know. For penance he would not confess, and for the fateful emptiness of early triumph undermined, may we now venture to be kind. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Normandy by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. From the French of Berat. When all the land's alive again, with winter far away, and heaven over France again is fairer than today, when spring puts off her grey for green, and swallows all return, then I'll go back to Normandy, the land where I was born. I know the fields of Switzerland, the peaks and icy meres. I know the skies of Italy, I know the gondoliers. But let me wander where I will, I say that I'll return to Normandy, my Normandy, the land where I was born. At last there comes a time to us when all dreams lose their glow. There comes a time when in our souls we need the long ago. So when my songs are cold in me, and love will not return, then I'll go back to Normandy, the land where I was born. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Leonora by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org. They have made for Leonora this low dwelling in the ground, and with cedar they have woven the 4 walls round. Like a little dryad hiding she'll be wrapped all in green, better kept and longer valued than by the ways that would have been. They will come with many roses in the early afternoon. They will come with pinks and lilies, and with Leonora soon. And as long as beauty's garments over beauty's limbs are thrown, there'll be lilies that are liars, and the rose will have its own. There will be a wondrous quiet in the house that they have made, and tonight will be a darkness in the place where she'll be laid. But the builders, looking forward into time, could only see darker nights for Leonora than tonight shall ever be. End of poem. This reading is in the public domain.
The Wise Brothers by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Revoir in Belgium in July 2016. So long adrift, so far aground, what foam and ruin have we found, we, the Wise Brothers? Could heaven and earth be framed amiss, that we should land in find like this, we and no others? Convoyed by what accursed thing made we this evil reckoning, we the Wise Brothers? And if the failure be complete, why look we forward from defeat, we and what others? Blown far from harbours once in sight, may we not going far go right, we the Wise Brothers? Companioned by the whirling spheres, have we no more than what appears, we and all others? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
But for the Grace of God by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. There, but for the grace of God goes There is a question that I ask and ask again. What hunger was half hidden by the mask that he wore then? There was a word for me to say that I said not, and in the past there was another day that I forgot. A dreary, cold, unwholesome day racked overhead, as if the world were turning the wrong way, and the sun dead. A day that comes back well enough now he is gone. What then? Has memory no other stuff to seize upon? Wherever he may wander now in his despair, would he be more contented in the slough if all were there? And yet he brought a kind of light into the room, and when he left, a tinge of something bright survived the gloom. Why will he not be where he is, and not with me? The hours that are my life are mine, not his, or used to be. What numerous imps invisible has he at hand, far-flying and forlorn, as what they tell at his command? What hold of weirdness or of worth can he possess, that he may speak from anywhere on earth his loneliness? Shall I be caught and held again in the old net? He brought a sorry sunbeam with him then, but it beams yet. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Au revoir, March 23rd, 1909, by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org. What libellers of destiny are those who are afraid that something yet without a name will seize him in the shade? Though fever demons may compound their most malefic brew, no fever can defeat the man who still has work to do. Though mighty lions walk about, inimical to see, no lion yet was ever fed on things that are to be. Wherefore and of necessity will he meet what may come, and from a nation will be missed as others are from home. End of poem. This reading is in the public domain.
For Arvia, by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. On her 5th birthday. You eyes, you large and all-inquiring eyes, that look so dubiously into me, and are not satisfied with what you see, tell me the worst, and let us have no lies. Tell me the secret of your scrutinies, and of myself. Am I a mystery? Am I a boojum, or just company? What do you say? What do you think, you eyes? You say not, but you think beyond a doubt, and you have the whole world to think about, with very little time for little things. So let it be, and let it all be fair, for you and for the rest who cannot share your gold of unrevealed awakenings. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Sunken Crown by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Kathleen Flannery. The Sunken Crown. Nothing will hold him longer. Let him go. Let him go down where others have gone down. Little he cares whether we smile or frown, or if we know, or if we think we know. The call is on him for his overthrow, say we. So let him rise or let him drown. Poor fool, he plunges for the sunken crown, and we wait for what the plunge may show. Well, we are safe enough. Why linger then? The watery chance was his, not ours. Poor fool, poor truant, poor Narcissus out of school, poor jest of Ascalon, poor king of men. The crown, if he be wearing it, may cool his arrogance, and he may sleep again. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Doctor of Billiards by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Kathleen Flannery. Doctor of Billiards. Of all among the fallen from on high, we count you last and leave you to regain your born dominion of a life made vain by 3 spheres of insidious ivory. You dwindled to the lesser tragedy, content, you say. We call, but you remain. Nothing alive gone wrong could be so plain, or quite so blasted with absurdity. You click away the kingdom that is yours, and you click off your crown for cap and bells. You smile, who are still master of the feast, and for your smile we credit you the least. But when your false, unhallowed laugh occurs, we seem to think there may be something else. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Shadrach O'Leary by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org. O'Leary was a poet for a while. He sang of many ladies frail and fair, the rolling glory of their golden hair, and emperors extinguished with a smile. They foiled his years with many an ancient wile. And if they limped, O'Leary didn't care. He turned them loose and had them everywhere, undoing saints and senates with their guile. But this was not the end. A year ago I met him, and to meet was to admire. Forgotten were the ladies and the lyre, and the small ink-fed eros of his dream. By questioning I found a man to know, a failure spared, a Shadrach of the gleam. End of poem. This reading is in the public domain.
How Annandale Went Out by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. They called it Annandale, and I was there to flourish, to find words, and to attend. Liar, physician, hypocrite, and friend, I watched him. And the sight was not so fair as 1 or 2 that I have seen elsewhere. An apparatus not for me to mend, a wreck with hell between him and the end, remained of Annandale, and I was there. I knew the ruin as I knew the man, so put the 2 together if you can, remembering the worst you know of me. Now view yourself as I was, on the spot, with a slight kind of engine. Do you see? Like this. You wouldn't hang me? I thought not. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Alma Mater by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. He knocked, and I beheld him at the door, a vision for the gods to verify. What battered ancientry is this, thought I, and when, if ever, did we meet before? But ask him as I might, I got no more for answer than a moaning and a cry. Too late to parley, but in time to die, he staggered and lay shapeless on the floor. When had I known him, and what brought him here? Love, warning, malediction, hunger, fear? Surely I never thwarted such as he. Again, what soiled obscurity was this? Out of what scum, and up from what abyss, had they arrived, these rags of memory. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Miniver Cheevy by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Threedad. Miniver Cheevy, child of scorn, grew lean while he assailed the seasons. He wept that he was ever born, and he had reasons. Miniver loved the days of old, when swords were bright and steeds were prancing. The vision of a warrior bold would set him dancing. Miniver sighed for what was not, and dreamed and rested from his labors. He dreamed of Thebes and Camelot and Priam's neighbors. Miniver mourned the ripe renown that made so many a name so fragrant. He mourned romance now on the town, and art a vagrant. Miniver loved the Medici, albeit he had never seen one. He would have sinned incessantly, could he have been one. Miniver cursed the commonplace, and eyed a khaki suit with loathing. He missed the medieval grace of iron clothing. Miniver scorned the gold he sought, but sore annoyed was he without it. Miniver thought and thought and thought, and thought about it. Miniver Cheevy, born too late, scratched his head and kept on thinking. Miniver coughed and called it fate, and kept on drinking. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Pilot by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. From the past and unavailing, out of cloudland we are steering. After groping, after fearing, into starlight we come trailing, and we find the stars are true. Still, O comrade, what of you? You are gone, but we are sailing, and the old ways are all new. For the lost and unreturning we have drifted, we have waited. Uncommanded and unrated we have tossed and wandered, yearning for a charm that comes no more from the old lights by the shore. We have shamed ourselves in learning what you knew so long before. For the breed of the far-going who are strangers and all brothers may forget no more than others who look seaward with eyes flowing. But are brothers to bewail one who fought so foul a gale? You have won beyond our knowing. You are gone, but yet we sail. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Vickery's Mountain by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Kathleen Flannery. Vickery's Mountain. Blue in the west the mountain stands, and through the long twilight Vickery sits with folded hands, and Vickery's eyes are bright. Bright, for he knows what no man else on earth as yet may know. There's a golden word that he never tells, and a gift that he will not show. He dreams of honor and wealth and fame. He smiles, and well he may, for to Vickery once a sick man came who did not go away. The day before the day to be, Vickery, said the guest, you know as you live what's left of me, and you shall know the rest. You know as you live that I have come to what we call the end. No doubt you have found me troublesome, but you've also found a friend. For we shall give and you shall take the gold that is in view, the mountain there, and I shall make a golden man of you. And you shall leave a friend behind who neither frets nor feels, and you shall move among your kind with hundreds at your heels. Now this that I have written here tells all that need be told. So, Vickery, take the way that's clear and be a man of gold. Vickery turned his eyes again to the far mountainside, and wept a tear for worthy men, defeated and defied. Since then a crafty score of years have come, and they have gone, but Vickery counts no lost arrears, he lingers and lives on. Blue in the west the mountain stands, familiar as a face. Blue, but Vickery knows what sands are golden at its base. He dreams and lives upon the day when he shall walk with kings. Vickery smiles, and well he may, the life-caged linnet sings. Vickery thinks the time will come to go for what is his, but hovering, unseen hands at home will hold him where he is. There's a golden word that he never tells, and a gift that he will not show, ought to be given to someone else, and Vickery shall not know. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Bon Voyage by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Nathan. Child of a line accursed, and old as Troy, bringer of best and worst, in wild alloy, light like a linnet first he sang for joy, thrall to the gilded ease of every day, mocker of all degrees and always gay, child of the Cyclades and of Broadway. Laughing and half divine, the boy began, drunk with a woodland wine, Thessalian. But there was rue to twine the pipes of Pan. Therefore he skipped and flew the more along, vivid and always new, and always wrong, knowing his only clue a siren song. Careless of each and all, he gave and spent, feast or funeral, he laughed and went, laughing to be so small in the event. Told of his own deceit by many a tongue, flayed for his long defeat by being young, lured by the fateful sweet of songs unsung, knowing it in his heart, but knowing not the secret of an art that few forgot. He played the twinkling part that was his lot, and when the twinkle died, as twinkles do, he pushed himself aside and out of view, out with the wind and tide before we knew. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Companion by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Leonard Wilson of Springfield, Ohio. Let him answer as he will, or be lightsome as he may. Now nor after shall he say worn-out words enough to kill, or to lull down by their craft doubt that was born yesterday, when he lied and when she laughed. Let him find another name for the starlight on the snow. Let him teach her till she know that all seasons are the same, and all sheltered ways are fair. Still, wherever she may go, doubt will have a dwelling there. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Atherton's Gambit by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Tom Penn. The master played the bishop's pawn for jest while Atherton looked on. The master played this way and that, and Atherton, amazed thereat, said, "Now I have a thing in view that will enlighten one or two, and make a difference or so in what it is they do not know." The morning stars together sang, and forth a mighty music rang, not heard by many, save as told again through magic manifold, by such a few as have to play for others in the master's way, the music that the master made when all the morning stars obeyed. Atherton played the bishop's pawn, while more than one or two looked on. Atherton played this way and that, and many a friend, amused thereat, went on about his business, nor cared for Atherton the less. A few stood longer by the game, with Atherton to them the same. The morning stars are singing still, to crown, to challenge, and to kill, And if perforce there falls a voice on pious ears that have no choice, except to urge an erring hand to wreak its homage on the land, who of us that is worth his while will, if he listen, more than smile? Who of us, being what he is, may scoff at others' ecstasies? However we may shine today, more shining ones are on the way. And so it were not wholly well to be at odds with Azrael, nor were it kind of anyone to sing the end of Atherton. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
For a Dead Lady by Edwin Arlington Robinson, read for LibriVox.org by Revoir in Belgium in July 2016. No more with overflowing light shall fill the eyes that now are faded, nor shall another's fringe with night their woman-hidden world as they did. No more shall quiver down the days the flowing wonder of her ways, whereof no language may requite the shifting and the many-shaded. The grace, divine, definitive, clings only as a faint forestalling. The laugh that love could not forgive is hushed and answers to no calling. The forehead and the little ears have gone where Saturn keeps the years. The breast where roses could not live has done with rising and with falling. The beauty, shattered by the laws that have creation in their keeping, no longer trembles at applause, or over children that are sleeping. And we who dwell in beauty's lore know all that we have known before of what inexorable cause makes time so vicious in his reaping. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Two Gardens in Linndale by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Read for LibriVox.org by Tom Penn. Two brothers, Oakes and Oliver, two gentlemen as ever were, would roam no longer, but abide in Linndale, where their fathers died, and each would be a gardener. Now first we fence the garden through, with this for me and that for you, said Oliver. Divine, said Oakes, and I, while I raise artichokes, will do what I was born to do. But this is not the soil, you know, said Oliver, to make them grow. The parent of us, who is dead, compassionately shook his head once on a time, and told me so. I hear you, gentle Oliver, said Oakes, and in your character I find as fair a thing indeed as ever bloomed and ran to seed since Adam was a gardener. Still, whatsoever I find there, forgive me if I do not share the knowing gloom that you take on of one who doubted and is done, for chemistry meets every prayer. Sometimes a rock meets a plough, said Oliver, but anyhow 'tis here we are, 'tis here we live, with each to take and each to give, there's no room for a quarrel now. I leave you in all gentleness to science and a ripe success. Now God be with you, brother Oakes, with you and with your artichokes. You have the vision, more or less. By faith that gives to me no choice, I have the vision and the voice. Dear Oliver, believe in me, and we shall see what we shall see. Henceforward let us both rejoice. But first, while you have joy to spare, we'll plant a little here and there, and if you be not in the wrong, we'll sing together such a song as no man yet sings anywhere. They planted, and with fruitful eyes attended each his enterprise. Now days will come and days will go, and many a way be found, we know, said Oakes, and we shall sing likewise. The days will go, the years will go, and many a song be sung, we know, said Oliver, and if there be good harvesting for you and me, who cares if we sing loud or low? They planted once, and twice, and thrice, like amateurs in paradise, and every spring, fond, foiled, elate, said Oakes, we are in tune with fate. One season longer will suffice. Year after year 'twas all the same, with none to envy, none to blame. They lived along in innocence, nor ever once forgot the fence, till on a day the stranger came. He came to greet them where they were, and he too was a gardener. He stood between these gentlemen, and stayed a little while, and then the land was all for Oliver. 'Tis Oliver who tills alone 2 gardens that are now his own. 'Tis Oliver who sows and reaps, and listens while the other sleeps, for songs undreamed of and unknown. 'Tis he, the gentle anchorite, who listens for them day and night. But most he hears them in the dawn, when from his trees across the lawn birds ring the chorus of the light. He cannot sing without the voice, but he may worship and rejoice for patience in him to remain, the chosen heir of age and pain, instead of oaks, who had no choice. 'Tis Oliver who sits beside the other's grave at eventide, and smokes, and wonders what new race will have 2 gardens, by God's grace, in Linndale, where their fathers died. And often, while he sits and smokes, he sees the ghost of gentle oaks, uprooting, with a restless hand, soft, shadowy flowers in a land of asphodels and artichokes. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Revealer by Edwin Arlington Robinson, read for LibriVox.org by Revoir in Belgium in July 2016. Roosevelt. He turned aside to see the carcass of the lion, and behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. And the men of the city said unto him, What is sweeter than honey, and what is stronger than a lion? Judges 14. The palms of Mammon have disowned the gift of our complacency. The bells of ages have intoned again their rhythmic irony. And from the shadow, suddenly, mid echoes of decrepit rage, the seer of our necessity confronts a Tyrian heritage. Equipped with unobscured intent, he smiles with lions at the gate, acknowledging the compliment like one familiar with his fate. The lions, having time to wait, perceive a small cloud in the skies, whereon they look, disconsolate, with scared, reactionary eyes. A shadow falls upon the land. They sniff, and they are like to roar, for they will never understand what they have never seen before. They march in order to the door, not knowing the best thing to seek, nor caring if the gods restore the lost composite of the Greek. The shadow fades, the light arrives, and ills that were concealed are seen. The combs of long defended hives now drip, dishonored and unclean. No Nazarite or Nazarene compels our questioning to prove the difference that is between dead lions, or the sweet thereof. But not for lions, live or dead, except as we are all as one, is he the world's accredited revealer of what we have done. What you and I and Anderson are still to do is his reward. If we go back when he is gone, there is an angel with a sword. He cannot close again the doors that now are shattered for our sake. He cannot answer for the floors we crowd on, or for walls that shake. He cannot wholly undertake the cure of our immunity. He cannot hold the stars, or make of 7 years a century. So time will give us what we earn, who flaunt the handful for the whole, and leave us all that we may learn who read the surface for the soul. And we'll be steering to the goal, for we have said so to our sons. When we who write can pay the toll, time humors the far-seeing ones. Down to our nose's very end, we see, and are invincible, too vigilant to comprehend the scope of what we cannot sell. But while we seem to know as well as we know dollars or our skins, the Titan may not always tell just where the boundary begins. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. End of The Town Down the River, a book of poems by Edwin Arlington Robinson.